everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with the fourth layout using the July Hip Kit, and I'm showing you some of the stuff I might be using. This is actually going to be a super quick layout. It took me 41 minutes to complete, and I'm using some of the LE Studio die cuts, and I'm actually going to use the packaging. If the packaging is cute, I don't throw it out. I keep it and I use it on my projects just because it's, super adorable and I want to make sure that I use it. Okay, so the two pattern papers I'm going to use is the Create Paper Journey, which is going to be my background, and the other one is from October Afternoon. And I also took my Simple Stories 6x6 pattern paper pad because I really want to stretch these kits. I want to make sure that I get as many layouts as I possibly can. So what I do is I bring out a 6x6 that there's, I have them in my stash anyway, and I bring out a 6x6 of a collection that they've been featuring in the kit, and so then I get to stretch my stash a little bit more. Now I know I want to frame the photos with that 6x6 pattern paper, but it's too small for two photos. I don't want to cut them down. I have that washi tape that's from the same collection, and it actually has a washi tape that matches that pattern paper totally. So what I'm going to do is, I was going to put it at the end, but you see me gluing the two pictures side by side, and then I go, you can tell way too much. But if I put it in the middle, you won't be able to tell. So I cut off a piece of that 6x6 pattern paper. I just leave enough so that I can, have a place to glue down my photo. And now I'm going to glue down that paper washi tape in that gap that's missing. And I'm going to plan on putting some embellishments up there anyway. But there's a little bit that actually peeks out, and you can't even tell. It's the same color. The stripes looks the same. I just made sure I use a piece of a washi tape that kind of finished, and where it is paper washi tape and not literally washi tape, then it actually feels like paper too. So you can't even tell. So these two pictures are of my grandson Mason. This was back in May. I had him for the weekend, and my daughter had tried to make an appointment for him where she was, and they couldn't get him in. And I said, well, call the clinic here because they're open longer. And she called the day before, and they agreed to, either the day before, the day before, I think they were full. And then they said, well, we can make an appointment for you tomorrow. And when she dropped him off, I'm the one that ended up taking him to the clinic. Yet, poor little thing had, a double ear infection, a throat infection, and he had bronchitis. So he needed a puffer. And so, of course, he's too young to just take a puffer like that. So we had to buy this thing to squirt the puffer in and then get him to breathe through it. He had just turned 2 a couple months before. So when we went to pick it up, the pharmacist said, okay, it's really hard to get them to take this in. So what you're going to need to do is let him play with it and, get him familiarized so he's not afraid of it and all this stuff. So anyway, we came home, gave him his bath, just, he was in his PJs, and I took the thing and I said, this is what you need. We got to put medicine in there, and Mason's going to put it on his face, and you got to go just like at the doctor's, and the medicine's going to go in you, and it's going to say, go away, you nasty, sickness. I said, you won't feel sick anymore, and it's going to make you all better. Well, he takes that thing, puts it on his face, and he was breathing in and out, and my husband is the one that was pushing it, the puffer in, and I was kind of taking pictures. And then once he was done, and then of course he had like antibiotics. So anyway, he takes all that, and then he looks at me, goes, go away, cold. And and leave Mason alone. And I just laughed. So he was a little brave boy. So that's going to be the title of this, is Brave Boy. And we didn't have any issues with him taking his regular medicine or his puffer thing. He just kept saying, this is going to make Mason feel better, because he was not feeling, he wasn't feeling good, poor little guy. And so I wanted to document that he was really good at taking this. And it wasn't a fun time, because his temperature kept going up, and when he's here he sleeps with me anyway. I just can't put him in a room by himself and shut the door. I know, totally the Grammy thing, right? The Nammy thing. And I can't just put him in the room by himself too and say, okay, good night, and shut the door. I didn't do that with my kids. All three of my kids, every night until they were, I don't know, well, my oldest, his mom, she was 7 by the time I stopped. And the only reason I stopped is because I had a new baby, and I was like, I don't have time to do, to put both of you to sleep. So you're going to have to be a big girl now and go to bed by yourself. And that was it. She was fine. And then my second daughter, we put her to bed until Josh was born. And then Josh, we just put him to bed, till last week. No, we put him to bed until he was, I don't know, 6, 7. And I just found that it was time to we read stories, and it was time for me to talk about the day, talk about different things, snuggle, and it was just a special time. And none of my kids took forever to go to sleep, and neither does Mason. He's asleep within, I'd say, 10 minutes. He's asleep. So, what's 10 minutes in a day, right? It's nothing. But anyway, everybody teases me at work because, you're being such a nammy. And I'm like, no, I did that with my kids too. But I don't think they believe me. But I did. So, of course, in this kit, it was a crepe paper pull side. There was these little mason jars. And you know how I call them, my little mason jar full of love. And then the LE Studio die cut pack had these little hearts. And then there was a little wood veneer heart too. So I didn't put it inside the jar. I just stuck it on the outside, and I took 3 different sizes of hearts. And then I'm going to put an enamel dot on there too. I mounted the whole thing on a frame. I used the packaging of LE Studio, and that's where I'm going to do my journaling on the left side there. And then I took that October afternoon that's all like chevrons. I just took 1 strip. I cut it in 3 pieces, and I put it at the top left, bottom right, kind of, in different directions. And then I took whatever was left over and I put it facing my title that just says Brave Boy. And that's just some thickers that came in the kit. And then the top part, I just used another heart to kind of bring the hearts there, and then an enamel heart. And just a little label that came in the LE Studio, and a couple of more enamel dots. I did use some paper tapes on this again. I'm going to try and use paper tapes on all my layouts. I put some enamel dots there at the bottom. And now I'm going to take some Hero Arts white mist, and I'm going to put it all over the layout. This was a super, super quick, easy layout. But you know what? The story's going to be down in the books, as they say. And how, this wasn't that long ago. It was just a few months ago. And as I was going through my pictures, I'm like, oh yeah. Like, not that I had forgotten, but it wasn't on the forefront of my mind. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't thinking about it anymore. I totally forgot that, we had to get him that thing, which, by the way, it wasn't cheap. It was like $60 because he's not on our health plan because he's my grandson. And but I said to my daughter, don't worry about it. We'll buy it for him, and because he needs it. But it's just a good thing, to document about what a brave boy he was that weekend, and I have to say, my daughter was kind of happy that we kind of had to deal with that, because, she was stressed that, you know, he was sick and about the whole puffer thing, which she's asthmatic, so I'm hoping he doesn't get that. He's not showing the signs yet. Like, that's the first time that he had to have puffers. Well, no, that's not true. When he was 20 days old, he ended up in the hospital with RSV, and they had to give him the puffer in a different way, but they thought every time he was going to be sick, he was going to need the puffer, and that was the first time in almost, you know, he's going to be 3 in February, so cross your fingers, right? But that's it. The page is done. So here are some close-ups. So if you're enjoying these videos, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up just to let YouTube know. So thanks for watching. Bye.